Monkey Man is a movie that definitely piqued my curiosity from its very first trailer for a couple of reasons. One, the obvious, I'm a sucker for revenge movies, and this looked like a really good one with a lot of potential. Two, I'm a big fan of Dev Patel's work, and this is his directorial debut. And three, the name, Monkey Man. It's what my mom used to call me when I was misbehaving as a young boy. She'd either call me Monkey Man or Silly McGillicuddy. So the name had a smile on my face. And then also, this film has a pretty interesting story behind its production to a certain extent. So apparently this was just going to go straight to streaming services, and according to a couple headlines, was dead in the water, which I think is very exaggeratory and doom and gloom for no reason other than a couple of fucking curiosity clicks. But until Jordan Peele came aboard, this wasn't even going to see a theatrical release. But Jordan Peele apparently liked the movie so much that he lobbied for it hard and actually got it a big deal and then got it as a theatrical release. And I just think that's pretty cool. I think that's a big old W. So I just got back from seeing the film and I've got a lot of thoughts on it. First of all, I know most people are going to this film expecting it to be a John Wick type movie. And to a certain extent, it kind of is. Like, it definitely has some John Wick DNA in there, and it's self-aware of that. There's even a line in the film that gets a little meta, pointing out a John Wick reference. But it's not quite like that. It's definitely a bit different and tries to stand on its own 2 feet with its own unique identity. And for the most part, it hits more than it misses. The action is extraordinary, it's gory, it's over the top, it's exciting. Dev Patel does a great fucking job as the lead role in here. It's a fun story too that I thought was pretty creative. And overall, I really do think it's a great movie, but it's held back by its biggest miss. A huge flub here. A fumble. Monkey Man unfortunately commits the unforgivable sin of shaky cam. And shaky cam doesn't even adequately describe just how shaky the camera is when it comes to its action sequences in this film. It's brutal. It's disorienting. It's what I imagine getting a concussion must feel like when you're first coming to and getting reacclimated to the world around you. It's like all the camera operators were on crack while also having a sugar rush boofing Coca-Cola and chugging down Jolly Ranchers. The camera's just like always doing this. It's like in an invisible washing machine, like perpetually caught in a fucking tornado or something. It just takes all of the impact out of the action sequences. It completely interrupts the flow of the action, derails that train, and makes it really hard for you to even process what you're looking at because the camera is just all over the place. The choreography on all of the action is extremely well done. It's just a shame that the camera didn't just get a chance to sit there and show us. Instead, it felt like the camera ops are the ones that were getting beat up because the camera's fucking jiggling everywhere all the time. It's just an outrageous amount of shaky cam to it that really does take away so much from otherwise amazing action sequences. This is something I don't usually do when watching a movie, but I actually wrote down notes on this, or at least a big note on this, because the camera work was really infuriating because they did such a great job with all of these action set pieces. The choreography is stellar. They really had a passion for delivering really great action moments, but then they filmed it really poorly. Like, it is framed badly. So I wrote down, Monkey Man has way too many close-ups and cutaways. It makes it hard to see what's going on, coupled with the shaky camera that makes it feel like you're playing a video game with maxed motion blur. And that's exactly what it does feel like, because not only is it the shaky cam, but this film has so many close-ups. It's like you're looking at it through a goddamn microscope in anatomy and physiology class. Like, I looked at a couple other reviews to make sure I wasn't just on the stupid juice, make sure I'm not a fucking crazy person that escaped Arkham Asylum here. And some of the other reviews are saying the same thing, that it actually feels claustrophobic because of how many close-ups there are. And they're 100% right. It makes it so you can't even tell the environment they're in and the size of it, like the scale is completely lost because everything is a close-up and everything keeps cutting away so rapidly during these action sequences and then going right into another close-up while shaking. It's really hard to process what exactly is happening most of the time. The first half of the film is definitely the worst when it comes to that part. The second half, I don't know what happened, but they filmed like the last 30 minutes of action in a pretty different way, like almost entirely different. It's like they had a whole different camera crew come in to shoot those sequences, and they are far, far better. The last 30 minutes I think are spectacular. They finally get camera operators that can sit still. They actually have some wide shots where you can actually digest the action that's going on here. He's fighting through hordes of enemies, doing some really cool fucking Mortal Kombat level fatalities on them. They even have a really good soundtrack to accompany it that I feel was heavily inspired by Doom. You got those fat chugs, some big chugs. You even have like some screaming to the music, which is cool too. They have like some growls in there, and it's really fucking awesome just watching him annihilate all of these dudes in hand-to-hand combat. It's flashy, it's over the top, improvised weapons. He's stabbing them with forks, stabbing them with little tiny knives, fucking poking their eyes out, using a tray to cut someone's thumb off, just like an actual dinner tray, somehow cuts someone's thumb off because he swings it so hard. All accompanied with this great music. Oh, it was fire. And no shaky cam for those parts, just like a tracking cam if they're following him around the room. So much better. The way they did the action at the end is so much better than the way they did it for the first half. I don't know what changed. Maybe someone around there was like, hey guys, let's maybe mix it up for this. And I'm so glad they did because I really appreciated that. And I still appreciated the movie. I still think it's a really good movie overall. But man, I have just got to point out the camera work for the action sequences being a huge letdown. I really thought we were through this age of shaky cam. That was prevalent for a while. Everyone hated it. So for the last couple of years, we hadn't really seen a ton of shaky cam action movies. And then this one really brings it back in a big way, unfortunately. But even in spite of that, it still is really good. And the main reason is because this movie is not just action. Like I said, it's more than just a revenge film. It's very much an emotional movie that does get a lot deeper than that. Like, it's not just start to finish, full throttle, non-stop action where he's just going through fucking horde mode here with enemies, waves coming after him that he beats the shit out of. That happens a lot, but there is a lot of story that's woven throughout the film as well. There is an entire middle section of the movie that's dedicated to just talking and going through our main character and how he got to this point, what he's fighting for, why, how he's going to, I don't want to get into any spoilers or anything, but there's more world building and story than just action and revenge. And I appreciate that because I think it was done well. But yeah, it is still pretty upsetting that the shaky cam was here in such a big way, because without the shaky cam, I think this movie is up there with some of the best revenge movies ever. I really think it had the potential to be that good. And I think going forward, if Dev Patel continues to pursue directing and making movies in this style, I think it's only up from here, and he will continue to perfect this craft. He's clearly got a huge talent for it, so I'm really excited to see what else he makes in the future. This is an incredible start to his directorial career, and I'm excited to see where it goes. So if I was to plug Monkey Man in the Moist Meter, I'd give it a comfortable 80%. I did enjoy it overall. I'm not even going to say I was disappointed or anything, because I did have a lot of fun watching it. I think it's great. But man, just get rid of the shaky cam ASAP. Scrap the shaky cam forever. I don't know how that even came about. Shaky cam has the worst reputation in all of cinema. So let's keep it that way. Just retire shaky cam forever, and we'll all be happier for it. So yeah, that's about it. Good movie. See ya.